Hey, welcome to Bad Playstyle, a book club style podcast where we all get together, have played the same game, and discuss. What do we do on this podcast, my best friend Owen, that the young people might be offended by?
We say bad words.
Keenan, my other best friend, what do we do on this podcast that the old people might be offended by?
Yo, we gonna ruin all the stories. We gonna spoil everything.
Such as, par exemple, did you know that the boss, Big Boss, and Biggest Boss from the Metal Gear Solid franchise are actually the bears from Goldilocks? Welcome to Bad Playstyle.
I'm glad we delineated with the scene.
Well, you need to know if you get that extra 1DR.
I'm Owen.
I'm Keenan.
I'm Matt. For real though, welcome to Bad Playstyle. We played
Titanfall 2.
Say it again.
By Respawn Entertainment.
Say it again.
Titanfall 2.
Apex.
No, that's a different game.
It's a different game I played.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's at the end of the game.
No,
He puts the thing on your windshield.
I've dug around. It's different.
He put the thing on your windshield.
Yeah,
It says
but
Apex.
it means something different in different games.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
It doesn't.
It's a mercenary company.
It means Unreal
They're not.
Tournament.
They're not mercenaries in Unreal Tournament.
Yes, they are.
No. It's like a game show.
Like,
in
no,
that
Thunder,
game.
Thunder Crash is a mercenary group.
God damn it, stop it.
Hey, welcome to our show. This is
Look,
Bad-
I know the deep lore of the Leandry Mining Corporation.
They have a
Welcome to our
fucking
show.
cool
We
logo.
played-
That's what
This is
they
Bad
have.
Playstyle, a
This is
video
Bad
game book
Playstyle.
club podcast.
Oh boy,
We're gonna spoil the shit out of this game.
Titanfall 2, which was surprisingly good. But before we get to that,
Spoil the shit out of the game.
oh boy, we need to talk about what we've been playing between playing Hellblade's Senua's Sacrifice and this. I'm gonna go in the reverse order this time. Oh, what'd you do?
I started playing a game that just came out called Apex Legends.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about it. I want to hear about like your perspective because I haven't talked to you about it at all.
Yeah, it's a battle royale game set in the Titanfall universe
Made by Respawn Entertainment.
where you play as dirtbags
Okay.
and you get
You play as Shadowrunners.
kinda.
There's no robots, but
Like-
it's in the Titanfall universe.
There are robots.
Okay, there's no giant robots.
Like you can play as a robot.
That's true, but there's no Titanfall robot mechanic.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, yeah, you play as dirtbags and you can has like fast mobility and snappy guns and
It's got all the sliding with none of the wall running or double jumping.
yeah. And I don't know, it's okay.
Okay.
Like I don't like it as much as PUBG.
Its shooting is very Call of Duty, like the time to kill is forever and you have to hit them with every
yeah,
bullet.
I really don't like that.
And that's frustrating.
Also, like every like subsection of the map is like walled off visually from a lot of the rest, and in a way that you suspect is for technical reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes it so you can't really observe people who are very far away from you.
Right. They have to be in like
in
the
a-
same cell as you.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
It also means like really long distance sniper rifle shots, along with the way the ballistics work in that game, just not happening.
Yeah. So there's a lot of like nitpicky things about that game that I don't like compared to PUBG. That at the end of the day sort of add up to me just sort of thing like I'd just rather play PUBG. Like also the fact that you're very bullet spongy, and also you get a lot of escapes in combat.
Mm-hmm.
You can there's no fall damage. You can walk off a cliff to get out of a
You
fight.
can fall like 100 feet and it doesn't even hurt.
Yeah,
Because it's Titanfall.
Yeah, you've
like
got-
theoretically you all have jump packs.
you've got.
But if you have jump packs, how come I
you
can't
can't
double
wall
jump?
run or double jump.
You've got lots of shields. Also, if someone in your squad gets downed and killed, they can still be resuscitated.
That's weird.
By retrieving.
You can go retrieve their beacon from their
whatever
their crate, and then take them
you get
to
their
a
dog
respawn
tags
beacon.
and you take it to a thing on the map and they get respawned. And I don't like that because it means that the right move is never to not engage the other squad. You know, like there's a lot of times in PUBG where like the very smart play to do is to like
Hang out.
Bug out.
Like, bug out, let this squad go fight someone else, and then by the time we meet again, they will be weaker, and we will still be at full strength. Because as long as you can make it out of any fight with just, like, one person alive, you can put your squad back together, and you'll be fine.
They might not have great gear, but the other thing about the game is gear trickles up super hard into endgame.
Yeah.
Because everyone just picks everyone's corpse, and everyone gets the good stuff.
Okay.
So, like, endgame, everyone's a bullet sponge, everyone has really good guns, and basically, if you can't, like, Call of Duty Twitch shoot, you're done.
Okay.
I like the character designs. I like their
Yeah.
abilities.
I love the art style.
Yeah.
The movement feels great,
Yeah. Like, all that stuff's cool.
but,
I don't like the part where I had to install Origin.
yeah.
I haven't touched Origin in years.
And it's still fucking bad.
Yeah, and I also have no desire to give any money to EA. So, like, that means if I were to continue playing this game and maintain that position, it means that, like, once, like, they seem very generous up front about giving you in-game currency. I can't imagine that's forever.
Yeah.
And so
The leveling really slows down.
Yeah. So once I hit the cliff, it's like, okay, this is going to be annoying.
When we start coming out with new champs too, those new champs will be OP.
Yeah.
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 It's...
So, like, it's cool. Then I played that in Factorio.
Yeah.
Factorio is a better game than Apex Legends. I'm just going to go ahead and say that.
Completely different way.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal game.
Yeah. I don't like the
I
time.
mean, tell that to a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
Hey, the right 13-year-old agrees.
I would. I will tell that to 13-year-olds.
I will fearlessly tell a teenager their choice of video games is wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I do every day.
Right,
but
Matt. I
that's
just want to
like-
be like you.
What I'm saying is it's a hard sell, to be like, all the video games you like are bad.
Are bad.
Except Roblox, weirdly enough. That game controls really well, so...
But I've been playing Factorio with Keenan.
Is Roblox
Like, we've been getting in
based on
Discord.
the board game?
No.
Okay.
We've been getting in Discord and
Yeah.
then just, like, building factories and talking
Fact-
You
about it.
guys do this
Horizon
periodically,
together.
where you, like, send each other screenshots of your stamp factory.
Well, it's because, like Keenan will encounter an issue and be like, oh, hey, I have, like, a way of arranging conveyor belts that, like,
Unfucks that.
undoes the issue. Here's just, like, a screenshot of how
It's
it's
hard to
arranged.
explain.
Yeah. It's a lot of, like, describing spatial relationships.
Yeah, and then I'm looking at the screenshot and I'm going, okay, I think I see what... Oh yeah, I see what this does!
Yeah.
That's the whole conversation. Or like, I've been sending screenshots, I'm like, I did this and I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one will go, that's garbage, because...
No,
No,
not
no.
usually. No. Sometimes he's been like, oh, I like this part. I'm like, yeah, that's the part I like too. Like...
Played a lot of Factorio.
Yeah.
This time when I did my World Gen, I made it so all the research costs 4 times as much. It's like playing on marathon mode.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Yeah,
been
because
okay.
that's like really the wall in that game is research.
Yeah.
And you know when you hit it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Suddenly you feel like you don't have anything to do anymore.
my Factorio save on my computer right now is literally researching the last tech to build the rocket. And it has taken forever. It takes 4,000 of every science vial. It's a lot of science vials.
Sounds great. Set it up, let it crank.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I did, like, this afternoon.
Yeah.
I was, like, worked through most of that.
Cool. I've been playing Hitman 2.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
A really big fan of all the new levels. I think that they learned a lot from Hitman 1
Yeah.
about what
Hitman
makes
2016.
what makes a good level, what makes a bad level. And it fucking works. It shows. In the very first level of the game, like the preview level, the tutorial level,
Mm-hmm.
you infiltrate the house without people being in it.
Okay.
And then once you reach a certain point in the house is populated with people
Mm-hmm.
who have a schedule and do all
Bad
their
guys
things.
and the guards come
And so
home.
you have time to get used to the sort of the sneaking and infiltration mechanics before there are people, and then there are people,
That's cool.
and then you deal with the people, and then there's the target.
Can we just call this game Hitman 2018? Because there's already a game that's called Hitman 2.
It's called Hitman 2. It's not my fault.
Yeah, but there's another game called Hitman 2.
Silent Assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause the first-
Hitman 2 non-Silent Assassin.
Yeah, I had to think about that for a second too. It's like, they didn't call the first one Silent. The first one's Codename 47.
Yeah. Hitman 2 Loud Assassin is a really good game.
But anyway,
New Hitman's really good.
One thing that happened though was that there's a level where the guards walk around with silenced machine guns.
Okay.
So I got a guard uniform. I got a silenced machine gun.
That sounds great.
And I found the target and was like, brap. And then I found the other target and was like, brap. And the guards were like, he got shot. And they're really mad, but they like can't figure it out.
Because everyone has a silenced gun. Maybe this is a really bad plan.
Yeah.
Well, like, here's the thing is, in universe, it is talked about, like, Diana talks about it. It's super weird that 47, like, takes other people's clothes and pretends to be them.
And then it totally works.
And then it works.
Yeah.
Like, when you...
Because he doesn't make an effort otherwise. His face is always the same. He never puts hair on.
They actually talk about that there was what the mission I was doing, the Delgado mission in Hitman 2.
Mm-hmm.
The Hitman 2018.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part where the Delgado gentleman goes, "That's not Ramon. His cheekbones are wrong." And you know, like 47's cheek, like his face is a brick.
Yeah.
You know, so I thought that was funny, and then I stabbed that
cheese on that man's face.
I stabbed it, I stabbed that dude in the neck with a tattooing needle, which was cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
they did a really good job of continuing the things that were really good with Hitman 1 and building on the things that sucked about Hitman 2016
yeah,
in a way that was like, yo, you listened.
yeah.
In a way that was like,
They
yeah,
really
you
did.
can have this money now. Like,
Yeah, the levels build on each other nicely. They capture a lot of the dynamics that I really like, and a lot of the locations I really like from previous games. Like, one of my favorite levels of all time is the level where you go to the suburban area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw the suburb level. In
Yeah,
that
and
game.
they make a suburb level in 2, and it is good.
That's good.
they also remastered all the Hitman 2016 games and levels in that engine.
Which is cool, but sucks now because you have to redo all your mastery.
Yeah.
So if you want to go do like a elusive target in one of those levels,
You gotta go finish up that
you
level.
got to go do the masteries on those levels to get the
They didn't port that
nicer
over.
stuff. Well, I mean, like shit changed, so I get it. Like,
Yeah.
but
They
yeah.
probably set it up so they can port it over now, but it might not have been a thing they'd considered then.
no, because I bought the game like last week.
I want them to make Hitman Contracts 2, where it's just a best of album of levels from old Hitman games,
In the new engine.
but then bring it into the new engine.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
I'm saying, I bet Hitman 2 and all that stuff will work forward.
Oh,
not,
okay.
Not the other
See,
way.
I misunderstood.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's why.
Like you know that level in Blood Money where there's
Yes.
the party on the cliff and it's Christmas.
Oh, I love that
Yeah.
level.
And you can shoot out the hot tub and they'll fall down.
Yeah.
Like I want that level. Like I want the world to play that level.
Yeah.
Like that's a great level.
That's a fantastic level.
Like you can get on top of the elevator and just strangle half the level.
fucking dog. That dog.
Yeah, that dog sucks.
No, you know the level where you can strangle everyone in the elevator is the fucking casino level in Blood Money.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like anytime they let you pop open the hatch on an elevator,
it's just everyone's dead.
Yeah.
You just literally fill the elevator
Well,
cavity
you
with people.
you leave one corpse so that they come.
Uh-huh.
There. They're like, oh,
Yeah, you do the
no.
Batman trick, and then yeah,
Um,
yeah. That game, I love Hitman games because there's the one way you play it, where you're doing it right. Right, you're doing it sneaky, you're doing it quiet. You get the one or two guys or whatever. But that game goes off the fucking rails when you decide those rules aren't in play.
Oh yeah.
Like when you start killing everybody in the level, that's a different game, and
Yeah.
it's still awesome.
yeah, I did 1.5 playthroughs of the game so far, and the first playthrough I was like, I'm gonna do it normal. I'm gonna go from the beginning. I'm going to attempt to get Silent Assassin, which is no bodies found. Only the targets get killed, and then
Like no alarms.
no alarms,
Never get
and
made.
never get made. Yeah, and then the next time I was like, I'm gonna do it.
I fucking love the new engine's weapon throw mechanics.
The throwing is so
They're
good.
so good.
Because for me now in a video game, whenever I see a can of Chef Boyardee or a soda can, I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a mini-sized bust of like Freud or whoever it's supposed to be.
God, so throwing stuff when that came out in a Hitman game was fucking rad, right? Like I'm grabbing fire axes and whipping them at dudes.
Yeah.
But like now that it's like kind of lock on, it's just amazing. Like just like that guy soup can now, and he's like, "Gotcha, boss!" Like it's so good.
So there's a single use one in the new Hitman in Hitman 2018 that is a brick of cocaine, and you can throw it at somebody.
Okay,
right?
Does it knock them out?
It does.
Excellent.
It's a non-lethal.
Is it one of those ones that like destroys itself?
Yeah. So it's like the soda can. It destroys itself if you use it in melee. And so 47 does this thing where he like punches through their head.
Yeah.
With it.
Yeah.
It's really satisfying. It's just with
It's powder.
It's like a fucking who's the dude? Sagat? It's like a tiger claw.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But with just a cocaine hand.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah. Well, there's the cocaine. Like there's the Delgado mission. There's the cocaine fields.
There's always a cocaine field in every game.
Yeah, that's a fact.
If you're not killing a Colombian with a cocaine field, it's not Hitman.
Yeah, it's not Hitman. If you're not killing a member of the Delgado family.
Oh, they are all... Whoa!
Okay. The cello that he plays when you strangle him from Blood Money is in Hitman 2.
Hell yeah! But it's like his kids.
It's his kid. It's in his mansion. It's like in the corner, and I saw it, and I was like,
their ability to call back in those games is really great.
And then there's sort of a version of the trophy wife from the suburban mission in the new Delgado mission.
All right. Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Those games are good.
In that mission,
even when they're bad, they're good.
In that mission, they're even better when they're bad. The whole heaven and hell level, the thing is a shit show. It's one of my favorite levels.
It's such a yo, the Wachowskis are cool level. like that level just feels like, yo, remember?
Remember Matrix Reloaded?
Yeah, it's
or Matrix Revolutions.
Yeah,
that's the one that gets really.
It's the third one. It's the third one.
Like, yeah, well, let's put in our gas masks and go to the club.
Yeah, there's no techno cave orgy in the third one, man. Like, okay.
Anyway, that's what I've been playing.
Those are what we played. Yeah.
I got a bunch of new Chivos.
I should probably say a game I played.
No.
Keenan didn't play any games.
No, I bought on like crazy good sale. I bought Jurassic World Evolution, which is the Jurassic Park game.
You bought Blackfoot Reservation?
Yeah.
What?
Jurassic World.
Blacklight Retribution?
Yeah. Same thing. Jurassic World Evolution, Blacklight Retribution. Yeah, no. Yeah, so I started playing that game again, and I found a really awesome loophole, which is
hold on a second. What was that that tree of like game names? It was like Blade Darkness or like Secret Blade, and then there was like one that hadn't been made.
All of them, but the one.
Yeah. It was like Shadow Blade, Omni Katana. I can't remember what the words were.
It was like fuck. That game Firefall was in.
Yeah, it was like Firewatch Overfall.
Overfall's the one that hasn't been made.
Overfall's the one that hasn't been made yet. Okay, there we go. Thank you. I just needed to remember that real
quick. Firewatch, Firefall.
Yeah. There we go.
Yep.
Found it. Thank you. We solved that mystery. You were saying
Overfall. What is that game?
It's a dating sim.
What is Overfall?
It's a non-transphobic version of Catherine.
It's a dating sim.
Did you hear about that?
Mechanics.
They released the dev cut of Catherine, and it's transphobic, and everyone's mad.
Whoa.
Yeah. Good reason.
Yeah. So I found a loophole on accident because I was like, man, I fucked up on this level. And I'm out of money, and no one's coming to my park yet to see the dinosaurs.
We're talking about
Jurassic World.
Dance Jurassic Revolution. Okay,
yeah, absolutely. So I'm like, I'm gonna restart this level, but all the tech upgrades I made, and all of the progress I had made on dinosaur fossils is apparently global. And one of the mechanics in that game is that you send people out to do archaeological digs to bring back fossils,
like a clicker.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And then you either sell the fossils or research with them and get a better genetic grade of that dinosaur.
Okay.
So I came back and I had like an 80% grade on the first 2 dinosaurs they give you when the mission started.
Alright.
And like half the goals in that mission are like, yo, get this dinosaur good. So like I suddenly had a ton of money and already had the good dinosaurs. And I'm like, this is cool. And then like I'm almost done with that island. And there's 5 islands because... La Islas Muertas are the whole Jurassic Park thing. They got 5 deaths, y'all. Ian Malcolm narrates half that game and it's great.
I have a quick question. I have never seen a single Jurassic Park movie.
Whoa. That's impressive.
Owen,
Yeah.
How many Jurassic Park movies are there?
Oh, there's 2.
There are 2 Jurassic Park movies. Okay, so I just wanted to be okay.
Yeah.
So Michael Crichton wrote 2 books, and they made movies out of both.
Yeah.
of
All
them.
right, cool. And then are we done talking about that
Sure.
now? All right, there are 2 Jurassic Park movies.
That game's pretty cool.
Spoilers for Titanfall 2.
Spoilers.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so before we talk about this game, I hadn't played a single moment of this game yet when Owen asks in a mutual... We're all on Discord. Owen asks Keenan, he goes, have you beaten the game yet? And he goes, I'm pretty far. I got to the point where I met... I can't remember what Keenan said. And then Owen said, so you've gotten to the time skips?
Yeah.
And my eyes went,
Wait, what?
Excuse me?
And then when I hit the time skips, I'm like, this is what Owen was talking about.
Yeah, well, and then I was like, "There's time skips in this game," and he's like, "I haven't been there yet," and I was like, "I haven't been there yet either." What is that?
Yeah.
And then
it was the perfect hook, Owen. It was the perfect hook.
This is the best movie I've ever played.
Oh my god. Okay.
Finally, one to surpass Call of Duty 4.
Well, no, okay, I should rephrase. Then, in that case, this is the best Call of Duty 2 I ever played. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 that I ever played. This is the best Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 that I ever played.
I love that there's like...
I liked the red machine gun.
Is that the laser one?
That was red.
Yo, the laser one.
Okay.
The laser one's hella good.
Okay, there's one that shoots red lasers, and I got really down with that one.
Yo, and the shoulder laser?
I don't know if it fucked with the shoulder laser.
Okay.
What is the shoulder laser?
One of the robot loadouts. You shoot lasers, and you shoot more lasers.
I used the one loadout until it forced you to use the last loadout.
Yeah, no, that first loadout's super good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Are you talking about Tone?
Yeah.
No, the first one is called like Expeditioner or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the one
It's
that
like
has
assault
the
rifle
shoot back
and the
shield
shield.
and has a hit scan weapon.
I never got good with that shoot back shield. Like
Oh, it's
I was
totally
super
not
bad with it.
necessary.
I
But
suck shit with
it's
it.
the rockets. They do so much damage and they hit automatically.
Yeah. Well, I like Tone because you it's the artillery cannon, right?
Yeah.
And every time you land a hit, it gets you 1/3 of a lock on.
Nice.
And then you shoot out just all your missiles.
Okay.
Is it like anime fucking cloud missiles?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Tone's
I
legit.
used Tone for a minute, but I couldn't quite get the hang of it. So, but
Tone-
apparently
Tone's
it's great.
really
So I use the laser loadout because you get a dumb laser machine gun, and then your Q is literally like the Predator plasma caster.
Oh, that's cool.
So you point it at them, and then it charges for a while.
Okay, so but what the hell are we talking about?
Yo,
Yeah, what's this game, Keenan?
I got a big ass robot. Titanfall 2 is the camp. We played the campaign specifically. We didn't touch the multiplayer. And
Because everyone's played Modern Warfare 2.
oh, it's way different. But
No,
yeah.
no, but everyone's played Mirror's Edge.
Yeah. Oh man, it is just
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
That appears to be Respawn thing that they're good at, is taking the good parts of one game, carving them off quite nicely, and attaching them to another game.
They just Frankenstein games
in
together.
a way that doesn't ruin either.
Yeah, it
and
actually just makes it better.
Retains the
Yeah,
goodness
it
of
actually
both.
just makes the whole thing
that
better.
appears to be the thing that Respawn is good at, because as far as I can tell,
Apex Legends.
Titanfall 2 and Apex Legends
Yeah.
are just a Frankenstein mash
Yeah.
of 4 or 5 games each.
Like, yo, you know these things you liked? We
Yeah.
put them together.
We put them together in a way that doesn't offend any
Bird, cat,
individual
penguin.
part,
It's totally
except
great.
for the battle royale appears to be
Time to Kill is a little rough.
untuned.
Some people don't like how gay the characters are in that
Yeah.
Yeah, but those people can go fuck
I
themselves.
love it.
Yeah.
I love all the salt about shit that totally doesn't matter in that
Yeah.
game and is actually kind of cool. Anyway, so Titanfall 2 is a game that starts out with you in a VR simulation in a pod, and this pilot, which by the way, pilots in the Titanfall universe are like the ultimate badasses with giant robots. He's like investing in you for some fucking reason because you're
He
just a
sees
grunt.
potential in you.
You're a dumb grunt, and he's like, I care about you for no reason, and then
and then immediately dies.
and then he's running you through Titanfall training, which like it's basically just the tutorial and it tells you how to move and it gives you
Yeah.
guns. And all the guns in this game are the same guns in Apex Legends, and they're all better in this game.
Yeah.
That's
they all
hilarious.
kill people way easier in this game.
That's hilarious.
So all the guns in Apex Legends are those guns with higher numbers on them, but they do lower numbers.
Or hold more bullets.
Yeah, it's super dumb.
Like the Mozambique, the little 4-shot shotgun has 3 shots in
Yeah,
Apex.
and it sucks.
Yeah.
It doesn't light people on fire at all.
God damn it.
That gun would be good in that game if it lit people on fire. Anyway, so that happens, and then you get pulled out of that, and then the game is like, yo, we're at war, time to drop. And you drop in, and you spend, like, literally 10 seconds shooting robots in a creek.
So 100 minutes ago, when I asked you what the hell we were talking about, I literally just wanted you to explain that we were talking about the loadouts on our stupid Titans.
Yeah.
Not give an actual, like, plot summary.
Okay, well, we were talking about Titan loadouts.
Because, like, the plot of this game is, like, the most unremarkable part of it.
Yeah.
It's a reason to stitch together stolen set pieces from Half-Life 2.
And other things. Well.
Like, the end...
It does all of those things well.
The ending of Half-Life 2 is the midpoint of this game.
Yeah.
Literally.
With the portal thing?
With the time freeze and then you go up
there and go in there and scan it. That was not clear.
You hit tab.
Stared at everyone for a second.
You hit tab, it draws a line.
I shot a couple dudes and I was like, I guess I'm going here.
You hit tab, it draws a line.
I didn't ever get the line. I didn't ever notice the line, apparently.
There's a line.
Okay, cool.
You gotta move your head.
Everything else about this game was great. I had no problems with it.
Yeah, you're playing like the most fucking generic dude. Like his name's Cooper?
Yes, and he is voiced by Matt Mercer, so he is a generic dude.
Yeah.
And Liam O'Brien picks you up at the end at his dropship.
Yeah, like, and he has like no defining characteristics other than he's a rookie.
Yeah, and he doesn't talk. The robot does.
Yeah.
He responds to the robot.
He talks to the robot, but he doesn't ever talk to another person.
No, there's literally a part where you're leaving a burning spaceship and your commanding officer is talking to both of you and neither of you respond. Yep. She's like, come in on the radio. And I'm like, you gonna say something?
Yeah, because like literally the rest of the game, the robot talks for you in any exposition.
Yeah.
But you're just like running through with your gun out, holding your robot's brain, and just like running through. And she's like, come in. And I'm like, is he gonna say anything? No.
I think it's them poking fun at the fact that the robot's always talking and then it's not active anymore.
Okay, it did not feel like that.
It's funny. It's really funny when you talk about it.
It's funny if you view it from that lens.
Yeah.
But the optics
it's
on it
super weird
were just
in the moment.
that your dude wasn't talking, and I was like, what is happening? Anyway, that was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That game...
I didn't enjoy the part immediately after the time skips part. Because I was having a ton of fun.
The time skips were so cool!
Time skips were really good, and then the part between time skips and jumping between the cranes was boring. Jumping between the cranes was fun.
Yeah, the lead into that was a little soft.
But that part there, that was the one part where I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
I want my watch back.
So the thing about this game that's crazy is that it has like 5 mechanics in it that could be their own game, and they're just like, do it for an hour! And you're like, wait, what?
Which again, that's what I'm saying, that's Respawn's whole thing.
Yeah, like...
Yeah.
Like that time swap thing could just be... In fact, it was. It was called Time Shift, and it was bad.
or like there's that whole section where it's the prefabbed environment factory.
Yeah.
Stolen straight out of Portal 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, just like sliding.
And the AI's fucking talking to you, like... The AI lady's taunting you while you're in the factory. Like, it's the whole thing.
Which, by the way, Ash, in a video game, again. Also, I have a new rule for our podcast.
What's that?
Keenan is not allowed to pick games with anything named Typhon in them from now on.
Okay.
Because I've done that twice on accident.
Oh.
So if we find anything with Typhon, we're not
okay.
playing it, and he has to pick a new game.
Yeah, but like, what if we find out like partway through? Like, then we're in trouble.
It's too bad.
It's too bad.
No
Pick a new game. I got 6 hours in, and they said Typhon.
But then that results in us having to play 1.5 games every time Keenan finds a game with Typhon in it.
I don't care. I'm mad enough at Prey that this is happening.
All right.
All right. Prey Moon crashes out. Got it.
Like one thing that like really struck me with this game is like your dude is like this boring ass generic ass dude
who can be shot 1,000,000 times. That's his superpower.
Sure,
yeah,
whatever.
And parkour.
It's a Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But also this game goes like makes what I think is a cool but very weird design choice of having you pick dialogue options when talking to people.
Why?
Talking to only the robot.
Well, I think they're effective, but also they still in no way characterize your person. That he literally has nothing to say.
He has like minor quips with the robot, and that's it.
Yeah, I think they're really effective in like putting you into your character. but you learn nothing about him.
I don't know anything about this dude except that for some reason he has a robot.
And also, like, the robot, I thought they were, like, shockingly restrained. Like with the way the robot's written. Like, like, it's very easy. It's like, oh, yes, robot companion.
We can just get
Like,
cutesy with
like,
it.
like either, like, make him snarky or make him overly literal all the time.
Right.
To the point where it's comedic. Where,
Right.
like, it only happens, like, a little bit.
No, BT's, like, pretty straightforward.
Yeah, he's a straight shooter.
Yeah.
He's a piece of military
You
hardware.
either
and
get,
talks
like
one.
HK-47 or
Claptrap.
Or C-3PO.
That's the spectrum.
or C-3PO or Claptrap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like Teal'c type stuff.
Or Teal'c. Yeah.
No, but BT's like a robot I can have a beer with.
What we're looking for in the 2020 election
Yeah,
cycle
he's a robot I want at my barbecue.
is a robotic weapons platform you can have a beer with.
I thought
I'd vote for that. At
thought
this point, I'd
I thought
fucking
it
vote
was
for
really stupid that he had to learn what a thumbs up was.
Oh, it was...
By like looking at his own hand.
But it's
and
like...
then, okay, I'm not finished speaking. In the next scene, the first fucking thing you see is a robot giving you the thumbs up. Clearly means that's been programmed in, he's just being a dick. And then the other thing is BT, the entire game had a gun and knife in his head.
Yeah.
The whole
I
game.
love that.
And that gun is just like the best thing in the world.
Yeah, the survival kit is open my head. It has the best gun ever in it.
Also, that knife is a hacking tool.
Yes! Oh, hack knife! I love
I
you!
love the hack knife. It's like, no hacking minigame. You just put your robot knife in the computer.
And it does a cool thing.
I remember people saying that about Titanfall 1, that it's like a thing in Titanfall 1. And then I was like, oh yeah, hack knife! Nice! And like, you use it as a joystick on a ship at one point.
Yeah, that was so dope.
Like this game!
The game's unbelievably
Someone's
stupid.
like, what if you hack with your knife? It's like, oh, I get it. Knife, hack, it's dumb. Like, it's the whole, I love
But
I love it.
I didn't know that all Call of Duty needed was slower, more tactical virtual on to be much more engaging.
Yeah.
I kind of...
in the Mirror's Edge parkouring
Yeah.
and South African accents.
Yeah.
Like,
Yo, and that one guy is definitely just Arnold, but they just skirted around it enough.
Arnold that likes ripping people's ears off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
The
surprised that those characters are as whole as they are with how little time they have.
I wanted to make a comparison because in this game, you completely change the paradigm of how you play the game when you get into the robot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's completely different.
Yeah, it's a different game.
But it's set up, and you do all the boss fights in it. And I'm going to mention Human Revolution for no reason at this point.
okay.
Well, because they had the boss fights in that one that were completely different than the rest
Sure.
of the game.
Oh, but you're saying these ones don't suck.
These ones don't suck.
Okay.
Right, so this is how you do that thing.
Yeah, but those
Right.
boss fights in Human Revolution were literally made by a different
I know that they were literally made by a different studio, but the way that you handle that in the game is you have sections in the actual game where you do that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You train them before they do it.
Right. And so there was those sections where we're running around the robot just like killing crap. But what you don't know is what the robot's actually for is these cool boss fights.
Yeah, although I found that at the end of the game, there's like an extended sequence.
long robot
where you're
sequence.
in the robots.
Where you're fighting with a bunch of other robots.
Yeah. And I found that to be the single hardest part of the game. And it wasn't like frustratingly difficult, but like it made me realize that like I don't actually know how to fight very well with this robot.
Yeah.
Like I've
There's just not enough time.
yeah, like I've always just done sort of okay enough because the robot's very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And like just sort of fumbled my way through it. And it's like I actually have to get good at this.
Yeah.
Like I need to actually avoid. Like I can't just like charge into a room and just shoot all my guns and expect everything to fall over.
And like the thing that makes the combat so survivable on foot is gone in the
Yeah.
robot. You can't
Oh,
you can't just climb every wall. You can't. Like it's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, you just get like a little sprint.
dash.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
dash. That's like it.
Yeah. Hey, can I say,
Yeah.
I'm not fully sold, but these are fully video game shotguns.
Yeah.
They do not cross a room, which I have a problem with because shrapnel does that.
Uh-huh.
But they felt very good.
Yeah.
I was disappointed the rocket launcher build did not feel good.
Rocket
The one where
launcher.
you actually have a rocket launcher in your hand, and they're like, hey, here's a quad rocket launcher. And I'm like, cool. The rockets have been pretty great so far.
Oh, you're talking
And
about
then
for the
this
robot?
thing sucks.
Yeah, the rocket robot's garbage because
Yep.
you need a hit scan weapon.
Yep. It's bad. I was a little annoyed because I like the idea of a rocket launcher that shoots a cyclone of rockets and stuff that twists on the way to the target. That seems really cool.
Yeah, that's
but
something that should be fun.
It just didn't feel like it hit hard enough. It was
No.
like, I just shot 4 rockets at that dude and his health bar moved that much. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely hit him with 3 of them. Like, what are we doing here? Like,
Not good.
yeah, that game, like, I had already played Apex Legends some when I dove into that game.
Yeah, same here.
And I, like,
a tiny bit.
Immediately, like, looked at guns in Apex Legends, like, you used to be good. Like,
Although, I'll tell you, like, the visual design for those guns is, like, impenetrable.
yeah.
Like, I remember when I first picked up Apex Legends, all the guns just look like futuristic
All
lumps of metal.
Look the same.
Yeah, they all look the same.
Like, I got, like, partway through the match of an Apex Legends match with my friends, and I realized, like, the gun I had was not an AR, it was a shotgun.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't tell
There's
that
no
by looking
visual
at it.
language
It's just
to
a
them.
future gun.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Respawn's definitely got some things that they're bad at.
Yeah.
I ran into that in Titanfall as well, where it's like I didn't really have a very good sense of what most of the guns were. I just sort of latched onto a couple that I knew I liked and was finding enough.
What's really nice though is like the guns are incomprehensible. You pick them up, and you're like, I have no idea what this fucking thing does.
Yeah.
But if you stand still when you pick up a gun, it'll tell you.
Okay.
There's a little thing that appears on the screen that tells
There
you
ain't time to stand still in this game.
what this gun does and how it functions in relationship to the other one. So like if you pick up the thing that looks like a saw,
Mhm.
it'll say like it's got recoil but it hit hard. And then there's one of the SMGs where it goes, this one has steady accuracy. There's one of the battle rifles where it goes, if you fire this one a bunch, the accuracy gets better. And then there's other ones like yeah,
It's a good ass
yeah.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of the tubular shotgun with the Mastiff.
Yeah. I think it's pretty good.
That is amazing.
I was really happy the handguns were amazing in Titanfall 2. Like, I can pick up a handgun and wreck 6 dudes with a revolver and feel great about it, and then reload and keep doing that.
Yeah.
In a way that a lot of games with handguns, like, don't... There's so many action games like this that are like, assault rifles are the answer all the time.
Yeah.
And, like, that's not true. That's not how guns work. Most guns suck to get hit by, turns out, so...
I just use that laser LMG.
Yeah, that thing was
Most
cool.
laser LMGs suck to get hit by.
Did you like that it was burst fire?
This is full auto.
The one I used was burst fire.
Okay, what is it called? It's called like the Firestar or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah, the one you pick up off the robots?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
every
one's
time I
good.
pulled the trigger on that one, it fired 3 shots and then did not fire more.
I don't remember it being
I think you're
burst
talking
fire.
about the Hemlock.
No, I never used the Hemlock beyond the first time I picked it up. And I definitely was shooting lasers because people were getting electrified. Red lasers all over.
They turn into blood explosions.
Yeah.
It's like some fucking Wolfenstein.
Yeah. Yeah, Titanfall 2, man. Like, roller coaster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
that game has like it's after the time skipping
yeah,
level.
there's some momentum to it.
It has a real momentum. Like I finished the rest of that game like all in one sitting.
So it's funny because you were like, have you gotten to the time skips? Like I had just stopped,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I
yeah,
just
remember this
finished that
conversation.
whole factory level, which is amazing. Like that whole level's fucking cool on its own.
Yeah.
Um,
Although I found I liked the set piece more than I liked the actual dynamic.
Yep.
yeah,
Of
yeah.
the moving
Yeah.
terrain.
I liked that they had the courage to do it, not necessarily having to deal with it.
90% of my deaths on my playthrough were in that level from
Yeah.
being crushed by
Yep.
terrain or not understanding where I was supposed to go next, which
Yeah.
I really appreciated the ghosts the
Yeah.
few times I used them.
They were cool.
The few times where I was like, I don't understand what you want me to do, game.
Yeah,
And the
the-
game's like, I just show you.
The possibility space of where you can move in that game is so big that you have to have something like that.
You have to like read their language and
One thing I found is that if you can find a corner that goes all the way up to the thing you need, you can wall kick in the corner
Yep.
all the way up.
Yep.
Because like the limitations of the movement system are pretty arbitrary,
Mhm.
and if you can find like the situations where they break, it's like
yeah, you
There
do
we go.
some weird stuff.
you just climb a wall.
Especially since the way the movement works is you sit on the wall for a second and then jump and you speed up. It's like a whole thing. I watched a speed run because I was curious, like how people speed run this game. It gets weird.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It gets super weird, and they use the auto shotgun because apparently it just has good range and damage the whole time. Like super, like there's just weird shit in the speed run where I'm doing this because it's the good option, and you're like, what? Okay.
Yeah, the auto shotgun's pretty great too.
Yeah.
It just doesn't hit quite as hard.
Oh, really neat thing in Apex Legends I wish more games did. There's hit markers in that game. But when you hit someone with a shotgun, it hit marks which pellets hit where and indicates that to you. So that you can then line up your next shot and fire and, like, be good with it. Instead of, like, you'll know because it'll only show 3 dots, which means you hit them with barely any of it, right?
Mm.
Or you dead center hit them and there's 9 dots on your hit indicator. And you're like, fuck yeah, I fucking railed that dude. It's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Titanfall 2, worth playing.
Yeah.
It's quick.
It's really unfortunate that it came out the same year as Overwatch.
Yeah, Respawn keeps getting put up against big games.
Well, it got sandwiched between a couple of big releases.
Yeah, like Battlefield came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overwatch came out in the same...
Which, hey, EA, quit
12 months.
strangling your best developer.
Apparently, its multiplayer scene is very vibrant on console and very much not on PC.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I bet that game is easier to flow around in on a controller. I didn't play it with one.
Who knows?
I think the button resets being shorter. Like, my keyboard doesn't reset as quick as a console controller. I think that would make that stuff easier.
I'm really bummed that they brought the robot back. That you get to bring PT or BT back.
Yeah.
Like,
And this hot carbon fiber shell.
if you're gonna make me love this robot over the course of the game and then you're gonna kill him, like, have the courage to let him be dead. Like, I thought that was...
Oh, but he's dead at the end.
Yeah.
He's like dead at the end.
Yeah. But just like...
The bringing him back in between was weird.
Yeah.
I loved that they set up throwing you... They threw you 3 times, and then they threw him to throw you off that they were going to throw you again
Yeah.
at the end.
I love that this game both recognizes and game respects game on the fastball special.
Yeah.
When we were on the ship being thrown to the other ship, and you're like, just like last time, and the robot's like, no, this is very
way
different.
harder.
It was considerably more difficult.
I also love like the early setup where he chucks that light pole for a zip line, and then your gear's like, just throw me next time, and he's like,
noted.
yeah, okay.
He literally says noted.
Yeah, and you're like, nah, and then later on they're like, yeah, like there's a good build to the way things flow through this game. In
For
a way
real,
I
no.
really liked.
When we're on the ships and I'm with 6-4, and the other ship pulls up, and he goes, "What do you want me to do?" Before the dialogue was even done, I was like, "Close those doors! I want to run on your ship."
Yeah, exactly. Like you start seeing the game that way at that point, where you're like, "No, I know what we're doing."
I rolled my eyes in the intro cinematic when they see flat walls are flanking surfaces, and I was like, "Oh God!"
Yeah.
And then later in the game, I was like, "No, okay, I can actually my brain works this way now."
Yeah.
So
it does a really good job of like telling you and then letting you figure it out.
That last bit when you're like in the reaction of the fold device and there's like these chunks of walls coming up was like,
oh yeah,
it's a little corny because
it's really like you have to trust it.
Yeah, no, but also it's like, oh, but like why is the wall like stopping just here? So it's
right,
2 walls,
just right,
the perfect
just
distance
right.
for a pilot to bounce between, and that was like the one part of the game that like was just like, oh come on guys. Like, at least put more shit in there so it looks natural.
Yeah.
Because it really does look like someone in Gary's
mod. Hey, these walls just sort of showed up for you, man.
Just fizz guns.
Did you guys like the matte painting out the ship window at the end of the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like fucking comic books tweening.
Yeah.
I think that, when you see video game studios, there's a lot of them that are really good at, like, hiding... It's really hard to maintain an aesthetic and tone for 18 months while you're developing a video game. And some studios are better at hiding or putting those goofy moments of levity and tongue-in-cheek and poking fun at your own shit that you're smelling in hidden places. And I don't think Respawn is very good at hiding those things. Yeah. Because it's like, it wants you to take this war seriously, but then at the same time, like...
Yeah, these people are fighting for their homes. They're being persecuted by this terrible...
And they want you to have these, like, emotional moments, but then at the same time, like, this...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that the game...
hack with the knife.
Yeah.
I love that the game sets up an end boss you don't fight. Like, you're fighting the whole mercenary company.
Sure.
And then, like, Homeboy shows his face. Homeboy taunts you. Homeboy taunts you again. Homeboy doesn't want to kill you because the job's done.
Well, so they're making another. Respawn's making another game in the Titanfall franchise, and they also, I think, made noise that they're getting into VR. So it might just be a Titanfall 3, or it might be a Titanfall VR project where you drive a mech in VR, which sounds cool.
Yeah, that sounds like the thing to do.
I think I heard they said they were working on 3 projects.
Okay.
So
like, I haven't played Titanfall 1, but my understanding of the story in that is that the terrible force you're fighting, their forces in your area have been destroyed and will take 70 years to arrive, which is why you are fighting mercenaries in this game, and why their corporate boss is just a hologram.
So you're fighting the dudes they're paying to deal with you until they get there.
Yeah, and so unless Titanfall 3 takes place 70 years from now, you're going to be fighting mercenaries in the next game as well, which is why they have I don't know his name, bad guy mercenary man walk off the screen at the end of the game.
His name was like Brisk T or something?
Yeah.
Blisk. His name was Blisker.
Yeah, no, but I liked that all those characters were like just different enough from each other, and that their robots were different enough from each other.
I liked all the bosses.
Cool
I thought they were very...
I did not enjoy fighting the flying robot.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That fight was different
what
enough.
was his name? His name was like Spitfire?
Viper,
yeah.
I remember because that's Tom Selleck's name in Top Gun.
Also, he was voiced by Spike.
Okay.
And he was the only one without a face.
Yeah. He had like a mask instead of a...
He had a flight helmet because he's a Top Gun. Yeah. It's the whole thing.
I really liked rolling with the squad.
Yeah, that was a
Squad
good
part.
feel.
That was
It was a good
a
feeling.
good feel.
Like that breach scene.
Yeah.
Where they're like, yo,
This is how the 6-4 do it.
like first of all, that's straight out of like Navy SEALs in the Gulf of fucking Iran. Like that's a thing that they were doing with oil tankers that were
Like
trying to
robots,
fucking run. So anyways, so they're like, hey, pick a guy, and I'm like, it doesn't matter what guy I pick. I know what you're doing here, right?
Yeah.
So I like jumped in the room as soon as the window crashed and like picked a couple dudes.
Yeah.
But like that whole moment was really cool, and that whole sequence was really cool. Where you're like, oh, this is what happens when like multiple pilots start doing shit: is everyone gets wrecked,
Yeah.
like Superman. Because their AI like actually flowed well.
Yeah.
In a way I thought was impressive. But that's probably because I know in Titanfall 1, I know one of the weird things about the multiplayer in that game is that there's player characters and there's non-player characters.
Yeah, there's like creeps,
And there's like
right?
different point values for the regular dudes.
I actually think that's a great idea.
It's a really cool idea because it means that people who are bad at PvP can still get those bonuses and those you can still get your robot if you wreck enough AI dudes. You know, that kind of thing. Like, it's a really good decision.
I really liked that the enemy that killed me the most in that game was the ticks.
Yeah.
And then later I get ticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can use them on
That's
them.
fun.
Yeah.
I like being able to... I love it when the rules are the same for me as they are for the AI.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah,
That's
and that's also like a very like evocative like Half-Life 2 thing. It's like, yes, now I have snarks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, now the rubber band is on the other claw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck them up.
Yeah, that game, like, takes all the right things from games it loves before it and then goes nuts with them.
All right.
It's cool.
It's a good game.
Yeah. You
More
should-
Respawn EA.
Yeah.
More of that.
More respawn. Okay. Where can they find us?
You can contact us at badplaystyle@gmail.com.
Or at Bad Playstyle on Twitter. Also, we're on Spotify now.
We are? Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, Keenan uploaded all the
I
episodes.
did
Nice.
that.
We're on Stitcher.
Yeah, I noticed that.
We've been on Stitcher for a while.
Yeah.
Working
on trying to get ourselves on as many platforms as we can. We're on Google Music.
Yeah, we're on Google Music. We've been there for a while, too.
All right, and then what are we playing next, Owen?
We're going to play House of the Dying Sun.
Nice.
Wow. Another VR title for me.
I'm excited.
All right.
You guys should both play it in VR.
Okay.
All right.
I can do that.
The Sam Fisher versus...
Sam Fisher versus Titanfall 2.
How's that work? What's the setup here?
I think...
Does Sam fight a Titan?
So that's like a thing in the multiplayer. You do that.
Yeah, you use your hack knife to open up a Titan, and then you
can like jump on it.
I believe
And
it's
then
called
it can get
rodeoing. I
people
remember
off.
that from the options.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. I think once Sam's up to speed on the tech, I think he does okay here.
Yeah, I mean, it's all just mercenaries
It's all
and
just his
soldiers
shit.
and guns.
Yeah,
and-
like Sam learned to jump.
Yeah.
Like, that's really what it is. Sam, learn to jump and we're good.
Sam, here's your hack knife.
Yeah.
This knife weighs too much. But
Yeah, like, wait till I finish.
Sam,
telling
you know that
about it.
part how your hacker has to open doors? Not anymore.
Yeah. This knife lets you control what you would understand as a tank.
Yeah. This knife means you don't need a guy in chair. You just don't. Yeah, I think Sam does very well. I think.
but what's the scenario? Like, what's he doing?
I mean, like, Sam Fisher is the grunt in Titanfall 2.
You think the
He's
pilot's
undercover.
just like you? They see potential in you, and Sam Fisher just goes, "Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
sure
okay,
you do."
sure. Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think Sam's relationship with his Titan is?
Very terse. Like, way less.
I think
conversation.
Sam doesn't see a person; he sees equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, like, yeah. I think that's really what it comes down to. So he's like, "Oh no, you broke my robot. I'm Batman without my belt, and I'm way more dangerous now." Right? Like that's what happens. Darn. You know, he's looking at BT like, how do I take these apart for later? Is what he's actually doing when it's talking to him. Like, there. Like, that's the kind of thing that's happening in Sam's head while he does this shit.
All right.
So Sam, I think, wins Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
God damn it. He's back.
I think Blisk wouldn't get away. At the end.
Yeah, like,
he would just punch
yeah,
out
he
of
just
the
like
thing.
punches through and kills
He
him.
grabs him by the chin and just breaks him on the fiberglass. Yeah.
I really wanted in that scene where BT's like totally wrecked and the robot's like telepathically telling you trust it, which is rad. I really wanted the robot to just fucking grab him and crush him. I was like, fucking grab him. It's like, oh, you're not gonna grab him.
Well,
Okay.
they were talking about how the like orb inside him was unstable. So
Yeah.
I was thinking he would like use his arm
Just-
to press it to like, just like eat him with the orb and like put him in it.
Yeah, like, I expected something way more dramatic and badass out of the robot in that sequence than I got. And then it's like, by the way, best gun ever in my head. And I'm like, okay, cool. You took this moment to give me player empowerment rather than robot empowerment. I'm good with this. Like, that auto gun sequence is cool and dumb.
Yeah.
It was really funny because the last time I played an autogun sequence like that was Sonic Adventure 2, which I actually thought about a lot when we were playing this game, because Sonic Adventure 2, it makes you play as one character and then makes you play as a different one, and the
Okay.
play styles are different.
Okay.
And then, like, we're doing the Tails Rouge the Bat autogun sequence, and I'm like... It's
My parallel keeps working.
It's Sonic Adventure 2! What's happening?
Titanfall 2 is Sonic Adventure 2.
They have a lot in common.
I don't think Sam Fisher does well in Sonic Adventure 2, though, for the record.
You don't think he can roll around at the speed of sound?
I know. No, and the animals are talking, which is probably his worst nightmare. Like,
Blah, blah.
he's not gonna have a fear that's rational, right? Like, no. Yeah. Sam Fisher wins Titanfall 2.
Do you think he holds a Mozambique sideways so it actually does what it says?
Yeah. I think that would... He'd look at that and be like, why is it... You
Why
guys
is it
are
this way? It
dumb.
should be this
Yeah,
way.
like, let me rip a dude in half with this.
Alright. Listeners, rip a clip. I love 40% of you. And... Coward, you fuck me yourself.
Our theme music is composed by my good friend Benjamin Busey, and you can find more of his music at soundcloud.com/BucciBae, which is spelled Buccibae.
I thought it was pronounced Bucky.
Bucky.